a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, "How'd you like to waste some time?" And I could not resist when I saw little Nikki grind. The castle started spinning, or maybe it was my brain. I can't tell you what she did to me, but my body will never be the same. I like that song like way too much. We're gonna have to have a poll on which song I should be singing next week. Chaos is here, the gaming coconut, the legend, Danish, Jonovan, Willie plays, Wolverine's in, Lex is back, Morgan's here, Yellow Flash, Member Berries, hi Member, Thomas Rowe, Oinks in, Gray Billingsley, Team Skull, Krusty Bomb, extra water, please. I like that. Omar's in. I'm doing good. Stephen Kreider's here. Little Yaffy, Alessandro. I was just singing that. What? Oh, you're driving, Wolverine? Pay attention to this. Not the. No, I'm only kidding. I got to decide. Maybe we have to start doing this on Free for All Fridays, but I'll forget. I've been my song. I always sit here. This became a thing because I'm always sitting when I'm working at my desk singing to myself. So, Darling Nikki, I've been singing for a few weeks now. We should do a different song week by week. What should I do for next week's stream? Should we stay with Darling Nikki? Go with something else? It'll have to be something that I at least know the bulk of the words to, and then I can look up the rest. Jay Meister says, "Hey, so what's the status of your Gotas reactions?" I'm at. Oh, you want more? You go. I was honestly flummoxed for a second. I was like, they're on YouTube. That's the status. The ones I've done are on YouTube. The ones I haven't done are because I haven't decided if I want to go through that copyright fight again or not. Doing good, Arcane Mystic. Dead or Alive. That's a good one, Lix. Hold on a second. I'm going to have a note because, all right, for songs I'm singing while I'm setting up, we've got Dead or Alive. You're talking about the Bon Jovi song, right, Lex? What else do you guys think? Because I'll write down whatever one you guys are into the most. I sing that all the time, Chidori. He says, he or she, I'm sorry, I don't know. Jenda. Speaking of music, when are we getting your cover of Frank Sinatra's My Way? That is so weird you say that. That's one of my most often, again, I'm not a good singer. I'm a constant singer. And when I'm walking around the house, especially in the mornings, I'm up way before anybody else. I'm, getting the dog fed and all that stuff. That's one of my regular ones. All right. So far we've got My Way. We've got Wanted Dead or Alive, Bohemian Rhapsody. I love that song, Kiba, but I'm a Freddie Mercury fanatic. And I hate the idea of me brutalizing something he's done so brilliantly. Barbie girl. Nah, I'm not going with that one, Steven. The final countdown. Ba-da-bum-bum. Living on a Prayer is a good one too, Lix. I like Wanted Dead or Alive. I like that even better than Living on a Prayer, at least for me. That's closer to what I can do without torturing it too much. Sing Shattered Glass by Fit for a King. I don't know any of it. And for me to learn something that quick, kickstart my heart. It's the final. We Will Rock You. That's a good one. I love Queen. Freddie Mercury is like a hero to me. Take on Me. Oh, I haven't thought about that one in ages, Kiba. For those of you who don't know, Take on Me by Aha, that goes back to when MTV actually did music videos, and that's why that became so big, was that everybody got into that paper and pencil animation that they did for that one. Strangers in the Night. That was the original, no. That's how you probably know that. That's how the whole singing while I'm doing stuff got started was, what was it? Latrell, the puppet character in the Omega videos, used to sing Strangers in the Night. That's what started everything. You Spin Me Round. That one's okay. Just sing a bunch of ERB. All right, so let's we'll do a different one every week if you guys remind me and I don't forget. So let's do Wanted Dead or Alive or My Way. What we're gonna do is we'll give it to you guys. The only thing is I know notifications go out slow, and so we're leaving a lot of people out. All right, I'm gonna put them both here in a little bit. Decide what you want to vote for. We'll have just a quick impromptu poll. and I'll go with whatever one you guys vote in. But let's give everybody a little bit of time because we all know the notifications go out in stages. And I would imagine on a Free for All Friday, we typically have more people in here than this, so we'll wait on it a little bit. I don't know how we'd go about doing a duet, Gray, because I just sing these as I'm starting up the live streams, as I'm getting stuff ready. If a storm would come to be, Blue Morpho says, and blew my pussy out to sea, how would you get my pussy back to me? It would depend on how enraptured I was with your pussy. If it's quality pussy, I'll fucking brave that storm and I'll swim into the monsoon for you. Tadier, am I saying that right? Tadier, you're one of my favorite. You're my favorite YouTuber. I'm kind of freaked out because you talk about two of my suggestions. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice to say. Arthur says, Orihime subconsciously was asking Ichigo for help. Yeah, I think that's probably true. She went to him because she was fighting the Earths, asking for help, but was worried he'd get killed. Yeah, I think that's true, Arthur. I think that's a real good breakdown of her saying goodbye there. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Oh, I can't help falling in love too, Gray. Well, we'll in a little bit we'll do a quick impromptu poll off these two titles, and then you guys got to remind me on Free for All Fridays to set a new song for the following week, and we'll take nominations for that. I love that one. Love Can't Help Falling in Love. Good song. Platinum Shitpost. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Square Deal says, hey, you look like my grandpa. I always feel bad for anybody that might look like me, though, because I've had to live with this face for 58 years. I don't even. Lick says, you should do some Twitch Sings streams. I don't know what that is. Lick, I'm not familiar with it. Is it just Twitch streamers going on and singing songs? I'm assuming. Is that basically the concept? I don't know. Like I said, I don't do a lot on or have a lot of relation to Twitch. Again, I'm not a good singer, but I love singing. Thanks, Guardian. Wow, you guys are really good for my ego today. I appreciate all the kind words. Anime openings are my fave. I've been thinking about, Joshua. We'll take a look. If there's anime openings that are on YouTube and have been posted on YouTube for a significant period of time, and they're posted by people other than just the actual creator of the show, then I'm assuming that specific anime is okay with their openings being out there, and then I could do reactions to those. I'll start looking into them more. Oh, okay. Lick says it's a game where you do karaoke on Twitch, and you can do duets with other streamers. That would be fun. Karaoke on Twitch. I don't think so. I could look that up, Licks. I'd have to try. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I'd have to try and get the word to you guys that I'm going to be over on Twitch, but I could do that. I could send you guys a message at the YouTube channel. Just join thoughts on Drew Brees' situation. I don't think it's fair that he took the amount of heat he did. He didn't say anything demeaning. He just gave his opinion on, the kneeling during the Feiges. In the traditional days of America, you were entitled to that opinion. I mean, okay, he feels differently about it than do some others. But nothing can be said on either side. Nothing can be said by anybody in the public eye today without just intense amounts of outrage from someone. It's got a variety of classic songs you may know. That actually sound like fun, Licks. Let me open up a browser window about it, Lex, or I'm going to forget as soon as it's over. So that's Twitch. I'll just put in, because I forgot what you called it specifically. Twitch karaoke streams. Twitch sings. Twitch. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Can we... Twitch, download Twitch songs. See how Twitch does karaoke. Twitch Sings is built from the ground up for streamers with live singing, multiplayer modes, and features that let chat direct the show. Oh, that'll be fun. We might do that. I might try and do that later today. Good call. That's a great call, Wix. I had no idea that existed. I got to see how to set up because I've had obviously a Twitch account for ages. Would you guys like to do that? Go over to Twitch and sing some karaoke with me. How many of you would be into it? If it seems like a lot of you, favorite Brandon Rogers video, I love them all, but probably still my favorite is My Japanese Girlfriend. That one kills me. If a lot of you guys were into it, I'll give you guys my Twitch account right here in the chat. So I know a lot of you guys are already over there, even though I don't stream on Twitch much. Hell yeah, I'm down. Yeah, it was a good idea, Lex. I didn't know that existed. I love stuff like that. I'm down. Sure, why not? All right, well, hold on. Let me. Isn't that terrible? I gotta look up my Twitch account. I know I got it in my right here somewhere. Twitch. Where are you, Twitch? Oh, here I am. Oh, okay. I'll give you guys the link right now. Yeah, I would like to do that. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna post the link in chat, guys. So if you wanna make sure you get notified, I will too, of course. If I do it, I'll give you guys a heads up here at the YouTube channel. I'll just send out a message to all that we're gonna be singing karaoke. Poppy Black says, I finished college today. Might seem like a great day, but I don't feel like I've earned it. Why? The evaluation day for the work was pulled forward because of that. I've officially finished. I've said it all along, Poppy. I feel really bad for any 2020 seniors, whether it's high school or college or what. You guys really got you guys just got totally screwed by this virus. I do feel bad. I'd be so disappointed, if this had been Brax's senior year of college and couldn't walk the stage. I just feel for you. Teddy says, dude, you're so cool and you're everything I want to be. Oh, I lost you. Oh, everything I want to be when I'm older. Well, thanks. Like I said, it's very kind of you to say. I appreciate that. Show Prison School. Yes, Prison School was. I go to mention your name and it's fuck you. But yes, fuck you. Yes, it was hilarious. Prison School was an absolute riot. I loved it. It was really funny. Rock Lee says, Spazman singing karaoke, prepare your ears for some damage. I've told you guys, I make no bones about it. I am not the world's best singer, and I need songs to be right in a certain range for me to even make a reasonable attempt at singing. So I just think it'll be fun. Next post, had a thought on some sticky stuff. Well, today's the quality sticky stuff. Today is Free for All Friday sticky stuff. Hey, Chrome, glad you got in. And a Master Roshi. Well, thank you, Joshua. Yeah, Turtle Hermit. Yeah, baby. Turtle Hermit time. I'm going to be like Curtis with hair. Arthur says, no, but that's why I cut my hair or shave my head, though, Arthur, is because it's fucking psychotic. It's so thick. Okay, now we've gotten a number of people in here. In just a minute, we'll take that. Let me catch up with Barry's post. And then we'll take that quick unofficial poll to decide what song I'll be singing as we come in to the streams all next week. Have I heard the Broly rap? Arkham King? I don't think so. Let me look it up. How old is it? Because some of the things we used to watch in the reaction video streams when we could do them, I've forgotten some of them. Hold on, let me look. See, Broly rap? No, I haven't seen that. Nope. Oh, that would be a good one to do. I don't want to watch it now. I would rather watch that. I wonder if this person's okay with let me try and look up and see if I can figure out if this person is okay with reaction videos. I'd rather do this as a reaction for the channel. That looks like it'd be fun. Hold on, I'm bookmarking it right now. Yeah, I just bookmarked it. That seems like something to be fun to watch together. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm waiting for Barry's post. And Zeno says Pokemon song or Mother by Danzig. Pick your point. I don't know either one of those, Zeno. don't know either song. Hold on, I'm just making sure I didn't miss Barry's. No, I did. Okay. Whoop, hold on. Michael says, watch a vid called RIP Grandma. It's only 30 seconds. Well, I can't watch them on stream, Michael. That's why we're so careful to not watch anything on stream, because we don't take a chance on the hell. Let's go to videos. I can bookmark it for when I'm done with the stream. Hold on a second. It's only 30 seconds. I'm looking to see if I can find it. But no, I can't watch anything. Oh, yeah, there it is. I got it. I can't watch anything during the streams. I don't want to take any chances with getting our ability to stream cut off. Okay, hold on. I'm still watching for berries, and then we'll have our little. I gotta have missed them by now, didn't I, guys? And then we'll have our little impromptu poll. So hold tight for just a minute if you can, and let me know what song you think we should go with for next time. I still don't see Barry's post. Now I've got Darling Nikki just running through my head constantly though. No, I still don't see Barry's post. Wonder if it's getting cut down by the YouTube censor. The bird's the word. Oh, Richard. Well, you guys know I'm such a big fan of all the cartoons, but Family Guy, that one, and Shaboopy. When he sings Shaboopy in the Patriots episode there, god damn, that one's funny. Rockley says, I've seen a lot of people react to it, and he seems to be cool with it, but it's a killer song. Well, that's one of the things I check, Rockley, is I just look. Typically, if a lot of people have reacted to a song, typically you can assume the original creator's okay with it, because obviously they would have taken. Because I'd have no problem with people, which to me is the smart thing to do. If you see something of yours out there, and you're concerned about a reactor reacting to it, just third-party claim it and take the monetization, which I'm perfectly fine with. Hold on. I'm going to have to go ahead and... Yeah, those were the days, Jack Queen. I know. I just can't take that risk anymore, because now you guys know, if you get any type of copyright complaint on a live stream, they immediately take away your ability to live stream. And these live streams are what keep me going a lot of days. Yeah, I still don't see Barry's post. Oh, you got to go, Wolverine? Okay, pal. Well, thanks for being there while you could. Ebony and Ivory. Yeah, remember that one, Chidori? That was actually a good song. McCartney and Jackson. That was actually a good song. Rich Tanner says, dirty joke. What happens when you make an Asian girl squirt? She charges you 10 cents for extra sauce. Oh, that's a rough. Adventure Time. I loved Adventure Time till the end of time. YouTube is censoring it so it doesn't show. Okay, that's what I was afraid of, Barry's. We've been having a lot of problems with that over the last few days. They put a posting, I forgot to tell you guys this, on my channel. It said whenever they do something, shut up, train, go the fuck away. Typically stupid, which is most of what YouTube does. They give you notifications, and I've got a banner flying up there right now saying, we've stepped in and we're automatically going to start censoring offensive posts for you. I can't even tell you guys. The thing of it is, when you say censoring offensive posts, offensive to who? Everybody's got a different level of offense. Mine is way the fuck up here. I don't give a fuck what people want to say. Stop censoring anything. You fucking SJW twats. Jesus Christ. Worried about... Listen, if you're a YouTuber, here's how I stand on it. You're putting, or anything like this, you're putting yourself out in the public eye, just like I did when I was doing stand-up, when I was doing a TV show. If you're going to put yourself out in the public eye, you're going to deal with trolls. You're going to deal with people having obnoxious things to say. So if you can't deal with that, don't be a fucking YouTuber. It's that easy. I don't need Susan to protect me from anybody. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Yes, but they did, Chrome. They have I forgot, it was yesterday or the day before. I forgot to tell you guys that. It had to be the day before, because I meant to mention it in the last stream we had, and I forgot that I do have that on a banner now. They automatically censor things for me. They're doing it for me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm offended by your offense, Lick says. But it just drives me nuts. Again, offensive content. I hate that phrase, because offensive is per the individual. It's a taste. I'm not offended by much of anything. And if you guys say something that's offensive to me, if somebody here says, I'll say fuck you, and maybe I'll ban you from commenting or something. Who knows? But I don't need Susan to protect me from it. Jesus. Yeah, I guess. Barry's wants to tweet it, and I can read it real quick. I try not to keep bouncing too much out of the chat here, but yeah, just post it quick, and I'll go over after we take this little survey. Okay, fuck Susan and her censorship. Yeah, Jamie. I mean, it's just again, I'm doing YouTube. Not only doing YouTube, doing live streams on YouTube. When you put yourself out in any form, if you want to try and entertain people and you're putting yourself out in front of them, yes, you're going to deal with trolls and you're going to deal with negative feedback and you're going to deal with people calling you bad names sometimes. I don't need Susan to protect me from that. Go mind your business, Susan. Jesus Christ. Okay. Here we go. There is. Joshua says there should just be a button for the host streamer if they want it or not. That's one of the things I forgot to mention, that Joshua, that really annoys me is we do have that in our dashboard. You can check something if you want your chat comments or whatever to be censored or held for review. Of course, I don't, because I don't check any of it because I don't want them to. I'm glad you brought that up. That's why it infuriates me. There is a process for doing that. Hey, saw again. This is how I know I'm a simpleton, though, is how much those stickers amuse me. Okay, let me read Barry's tweet really quick, and then I'll have you guys vote on which song I'll be singing next week as we come into the streams. I can't get Nikki out of my head now. Oh, what the hell is it? Is this it? If us 16 to 17-year-olds work and have to pay taxes, why can't we vote? Seems like some unfair taxation without representation. Thought about it last night while being a meeting. Figured you'd want to hear. I'm in agreement with a lot of that. If you're a taxpayer, I don't see how you're not allowed to have a vote. If they're saying you're mature enough to hold a job, then I don't see. I wouldn't disagree with you. I would be perfectly fine with them extending the voting age to working people under 18. I think that's a good way to qualify, because they say you're not mature enough. Well, my counter argument to that would be, if you're holding a job, then you are probably mature enough. That would be my take. Okay. Next post, please. Arthur says, yeah, my comments are auto-hid recently. Probably a good choice in my case, though, but still. No, see, it's never a good choice. That's bullshit. That's absolute garbage. Because, again, sensitive content, or let me see if that thing is still up on my channel. I've got, congratulations, your self-certification ratings are accurate, so you get faster monetization. Shut up. Okay, here it is. Here's what it says, guys. New. By default, potentially inappropriate comments on your channel will be held for you to review. So I'm thinking that this is extending further than that, and they're also just censoring what goes on here at the live streams. And again, we already had a system in place where we could click a box on our channel and have those things held for review. And now YouTube says, well, no, we know better than you do. What? You shouldn't see this. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. This is one of the reasons I do not monetize the streams too, because I'll be goddamned if I'm not going to be able to say what I want in the streams and have to be careful about it with their new way of monetization. So I don't even monetize these, and then I can say whatever the fuck I want. Exactly. In my point, Chrome, who decides what's sensitive? Let the creator decide, at least, not some stupid bot. Yeah, inappropriate. And again, everybody's level of inappropriateness is entirely different from the next person's. Pisses me right off. Okay, well, here we go, guys. I want the vote now. I know this is very informal, but it's just for laughs. So I've been singing Darling Nikki as we open the streams for weeks now. So the two that the gang came up with for today, for what I'll be singing all next week, are Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi or My Way. Just put whichever one you vote for. This is strictly non-scientific, strictly off the cuff. Whatever one I see the most of from unique users, one per, that's the one I'll circle. So here we go. Wanted Dead or Alive or My Way. Barry says the fact that Susan thinks she can censor us and that she knows better is horseshit. I agree completely. Someone should sue YouTube. See, the only thing is, My Way. Wow. My Way is destroying. Okay, one for Bon Jovi. My Way, Wanted Dead or Alive. My Way. My way, sing penny and stocking, penny, penny, stocking, stocking. Rex and I were talking about how cool that one is. My way wins easy. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, my way will be next week, but then guys got to remind me on Fridays to take votes for the following week because I'll forget. Yeah, my way. Wow, I'm surprised. My way won easy. Jamie says, you know what we should do, Uncle Curtis, to get back at Susan? Let you and me do a hentai together and live stream it. Love me long time, Uncle Curtis. I think we should, Jamie. I think that's the only appropriate response in this moment. Tiny penis hentai. Is that a thing? It's gonna be once I get involved. Okay, so it'll be my way for next week. My face is offensive to YouTube. That's why there's no vids on my channel. Poppy says, no, it can't be, Poppy. Listen, I will say this. If they're allowing this face to roam free around YouTube, they don't have any standards about faces. Freaky Alien Genotype says, Curtis, did you ever see the DBZ fan films? Light of Hope, yes, and Fall of Men. I remember seeing you react to the trailer one of them. I think, didn't we end up seeing those, you guys? Isn't that terrible how bad my memory is? I have to ask you guys have to be my memory for me. Yes, I think I know I saw the one. I think I saw, yeah, I did see both. I think it was it over? I don't remember if it was over at the Goosh or where, but I did see both those. They were well done. They were well put together. Again, for just one of my favorite things about YouTube, a bunch of guys getting together, girls getting together with some fun ideas and cameras and just shooting shit. I like that. Barry says group orgy hentai. Yes. Absolutely. I will definitely open a Pornhub account for that. Edgar says, hi Curtis, my mom's husband's dad died. Oh, I'm bad with condolences. Any advice on how to say the right thing to him? Ooh, that's an uncomfortable situation for anybody, Edgar. No matter, how well versed you are in expressing yourself, regardless, that's a tough situation. I think the best thing to do in something like that, Edgar, is just what you're saying there. Just express your condolences to him. Just say, geez, I'm really sorry about your dad. And if I can do anything to lift your spirits or help you out in any way, please just let me know. That's what I would say. I think keeping it simple is the best. It doesn't, you don't have to, in a situation like that, there's no need to have a flowery speech or a big production. Just tell them honestly. Just say, "Oh, I'm really sorry that your dad is gone," and just let me know whatever I can do. If there's anything I can do to help you get through it, as well as help you with the nuts and bolts of taking care of all his business, just let me know. Anime Dolphin says, I like the trolls in my comments. Comments, good or bad, help the algorithm push your videos. That's true too. So I usually troll them back and keep them going in circles. You're right, Dolphin. It's just like people don't realize with thumbs down on videos. I mean, they're welcome to put thumbs down, but some people do it because they didn't like the video, which is what it's there for. Other people do it because they think they're trying to get at a YouTuber. But what they don't understand is the thumbs down helps you in the algorithm just as much as the thumbs up. All the algorithm cares is that people are interacting with your video. They could give a damn less if it's up or down. Liam says, bro, there are crazies on the internet talking about abolishing the police. Hoo-yah, clown world. Yeah, it's crazy, Liam. But you know what I've come to learn, and I can show you specific examples. Twitter is pretty much the antithesis of reality. Because if you think about it, pretty much anything that hashtags never comes to pass. The best way to look at it is with the Democratic primaries. All the most hashtag candidates were among the first to fall out. Then when it came down to two, Sanders' his presence on Twitter was 10 times what Biden's was. And every day he had a new hashtag out there. And he got annihilated, destroyed. I mean, he took so much of a worse beating now than he did in 2016. So pretty much anything you follow at Twitter, if it's trending over there, you can pretty much figure the majority of the world's looking at it and going, yeah, that's not going to happen. It's where all the extremists and for lack of a better term, a lot of the morons reside. Happy Friday, y'all. Edgar says, "Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, though, Edgar. That's tough. I've often said the toughest thing about getting older for me hasn't been the loss of speed or the aches and the pains and stuff. It's all the people you lose along the way." Should 1A protections extend to online platforms? Arthur, it depends. You have to be a little more specific. I think in some cases it should. I don't think you should be allowed to cross over into, which I believe Twitter and Facebook are publishers now. I don't think you should be able to censor any one perspective more so than the opposing perspective. You know, if you're saying you're really out there just trying to get rid of factual inaccuracies, that's fine, but stay consistent. Make sure you get rid of the factual inaccuracies that represent one group as well as another group. Yeah, I'm not with the way that social media has become such a big part of how we all get our information, how we exchange ideas. I think they do have a responsibility there. Ian says, make more golden videos. Ian, his whole story is coming. Those take a long time. Those 3D animations, they're a long process. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I just want to let people know that that's not something I can do daily. But the next episode is almost done being scripted out, and I'll be starting to work on it piece by piece as I go. Oh, he's got a long story to tell. I think you guys are going to like it. I hope you will. It never comes to pass like constipation, Kenny says. Kareem says, did you like Lelouch at the end of Code Geass? Also, I'm interested in the Code Geass review from you. Well, see, the Code Geass reviews, to me, there's not a lot of sense in me reviewing a series that I've done reaction videos to, because I'm basically reviewing it as we go. You don't see a lot of as much content at the beginning and the end of the videos that I react to for a number of reasons. One is some people on YouTube think that if they put more at the beginning and the end, there's less chance of copyright, which isn't the case, but it makes them feel better. But more so is that's why I talk during the video. I never trust my memory to remember what I'm going to say. So when I'm reviewing a series or reviewing a video, it's in live time during the actual video. So there's not really, if I, for instance, Code Geass, if I were to do a review of it, I'm just going to rehash everything I just said during the whole series. And as far as Lelouch, sure, I think what he did was very noble. He took a really curvy path to get there, and there were many times I didn't know how to feel about him, but by positioning himself as the ultimate evil, he came up with a really effective means of allowing people to lead a better life. So yeah, you got to give the kid credit for that. He again, it was a real rocky road getting there, but Moneymore says, police have always been killing and brutalizing us black folk. This is nothing new, but it needs to end now. Well, I don't think you'll see disagreements about what's been going on over the last few days, Moneymore. I like to think, at least, nobody's disagreeing with that. And I don't see how, well, I mean, there are trolls and extremists out there, but I don't see how anybody can see what happened to, oh, God, what's the gentleman's name? George? I can't remember his last name. The man who was murdered by the cops. I don't see how anybody can look at that and not say, okay, that's a fucking problem. I mean, they've done the right thing as far as, and my big concern about the cop, though, is I don't know if they should have upped that charge from 3rd degree to 2nd, just because I want to make sure it sticks. Whatever they charge him with, I want this fucker to get punished. And I'm hoping they can prove 2nd. Trying to go for 1st would have been insanity. He'd walked, because there's no way you're going to prove premeditation. I just hope that the charge sticks to him. Tizai Cthulhu, Kenny says, this is my true and final form. Arthur says, my only disagreement is that it's been happening to all races. No, now see, I see both sides of that, Arthur. You're right. More white people are killed by cops than are black people. However, I do understand. I can't understand a black person's experience. I understand what they're saying, in that in a lot of instances, you can see where they are policed differently than our white people. They're not wrong about that. It just, and now you can make any sort of argument about why this happens or whatever the case may be, but they are in many situations. Now, I think where I live, that's more rural, less so. But in major metropolitan areas, yeah, I think you have a much better chance of encountering the police, even if it's not something that turns violent or anything, but encountering the police if you're black than if you're white. I think that's true. Edgar says, remember Mark Henry's fake retirement? Yeah, Mark gives heartfelt speech, hugs Cena, slams him, and then says, I got a lot left in the tank. That was great. That was a great moment. It was, Edgar. Mark Henry's a good dude. If you listen to him in interviews, stuff like that, and just off the cuff stuff, he's a funny guy too. And he is a fucking monster. God damn, that's a powerful man. I'm hoping not, Owen. He says upping the charges made it far less likely they will prove it, and the charge for the other 3 cops will probably walk. I'm hoping that's not. I got a little nervous when they upped it from 3rd to 2nd, just because I want to make sure the guy goes to jail. I hope they can prove it. I hope they know. Ellison should know what he's doing. You would think. I just hope they didn't do it because they let social pressure get to him. That's where you got to be the adults in the room and say, no, we're going to make something stick on this guy. Jamie says, confession, I'm saving my virginity for Uncle Curtis. About time somebody saved something for me. Punster says, hey, Curtis, saw Golden, fucking hilarious. We would continue. Well, thanks, Punster. Oh, yeah. I've waited all my life to be able to do something with animation because I have no artistic abilities. I can't draw, but I can do this 3D modeling. Yes, the as I was just mentioning the gang a little while ago, the I'm scripting the next episode right now. It's all in my head. I just got to finish writing it down, and I'll start putting it together probably over the weekend. Takes a few days because I only have limited time per day to work on it. But yeah, he's got a whole story to tell. Well, you'll see soon when you see what happened to him after the alien there zapped him. When you see what happened to him next, it'll start to unfold what the larger scale of the story is. Big Green says, I mean, he was sexual chocolate, so of course he'd be funny. He's just a good dude. I always wish I could meet Mark Henry. He just seems like a fun guy. Well, thanks, Jamie. I'm having fun doing the animation. Bailey says, I don't get how that fucker can walk, though, discussing what they did to George Floyd. Yes, it is. And that's why I was concerned, Bailey, because you have to remember when you talk about first degree, second degree, third degree murder, those numbers don't mean severity. In other words, or egregiousness. If it just meant egregiousness, it would be first degree murder. Obviously, it was wildly egregious. It's very important that they charge him with the crime they can prove. You can't go to first because that's premeditated. You would have to prove, not have an inclination. You'd have to prove that he basically got up that morning and said, you know what, I'm going to go kill a black man. And you're not going to prove that, so he'd walk. So that's my only concern. I hope the prosecutor knew what he was doing and he didn't just give in to people who don't understand how it works, clamoring for more. I still think they can prove second, but I feel certain they could have proved third. Kenny says blood and violence will bring only blood and violence. These riots are insane. I swear if they get near my house, I'll throw Swiss cheese at them. Yeah, I and any respectable protester who's honestly protesting what was done to that man is not looting and robbing. That's people that's opportunists who are taking advantage of the situation. That's unfortunate for all sides when you get assholes burning down local businesses and stealing from people. Goodbye, Uncle Curtis. I gotta go see you tonight, my dreams. Okay, Daddy. Thank you for being in while you could. And Nolan says, as we stand now, I gotta say, Payne did nothing wrong. Wait, and now Jack Queen has an issue. Whoa, who's out here wasting cheese? Well, you know me, Jack. I'm not standing up for the cheese. Fuck cheese. Cheese is gross. Dimmy says the guys who shot Ahmad, the guy who was jogging here in Georgia, will be heading jail. They got caught calling him the N-word over his body. They did. I didn't see that, Dimmy. Yeah, they should. Again, I see, and I have a pretty decent imagination. And just from what we saw, now we know with the cop that kneeling on somebody's neck. That was just ridiculous. But from what we saw in the circumstance that Demi's talking about down in Georgia, where they shot that kid, hunted him down basically and shot him, a lot of people were saying, well, you can't see what happened prior. I can't imagine anything. There is nothing, no scenario I can come up with that justifies chasing him down and shooting him. It doesn't matter what happened prior at that point. The kid was running away. He was trying to get away, and you chased him down and shot him. What are you going to say happened prior? Outside of that kid having killed somebody that they know or had just killed somebody else, which we know didn't happen. Outside of that, how do you make a case for that? So, yeah. Hopefully they go to prison for a really long time. This amount of racism is an America only thing. Oh no, Bjorn. It's not. Unfortunately, it's not an America only thing. You really need to look around the world a little bit more if you think it's an America only thing. I mean, I'm not sticking up for it, but that's just factually inaccurate. Chrome says, listening to some people, it sounds like the reason they added charges onto his case was because they're pretty much assured a conviction for him, so they're trying to make it bigger. I hope so, Chrome. I see what you're saying. That public sentiment is so strong, but we also really don't want a judicial system that is influenced by public opinion. That's not how it's supposed to work. But as long as they can listen, as long as he can get the conviction on second, I'm all for it. It just made me nervous because on third, to me, it was, I don't see how they could not get a conviction on third. On second, I'm a little concerned. Oink says, I hope all the protests will actually result in some actual effective change. It would be a shame if all this violence happens and then nothing changes. I know. And the unfortunate thing, Oink, is that's what we all hope for. And then you get things like was mentioned earlier. Then you have idiots on social media going, disband the police. So instead of just trying to take something positive away from this and make some real impactful changes, you come up with something as absolutely asinine as abolish the police. I mean, come on. And the thing of it, if you're saying abolish the police, you either have to be a moron or a criminal. That's the only two ways that would make any sense. Bailey says, the poor who is just protecting his neighborhood, the ex-cop who is black, got shot and filmed on Facebook asking for help. Man, that was horrible to watch. I'm praying this stops. The poor who is just protecting his neighborhood, ex-cop who is black, got shot. Did I miss that one, Bailey? Jesus Christ, there's so much going on at once. I don't think I saw that one. Wow, I don't think I saw that. Let's see that shirt. Oh, this one of my favorite, my Ichiraku ramen shirt. Ichiraku. Yeah, I love this one. This is one of the few I didn't order. I found this one in box lunch, in a box lunch store before all the malls got closed and I can't go to my box lunch store. Strongest says, I don't think a simple sentence is enough. I like the death sentence as an option. Oh, so do I. It costs more initially, but you don't have to worry about that monster anymore. Oh, no, I'm a believer in the death penalty for things like that. I know a lot of people feel the opposite. We don't have a right to take a human life. I just disagree. I think if people have done things that are egregious enough against humanity, that by all means we have the right to end theirs. Chrome says, God, YouTube can be annoying. For some reason, to this day, they keep recommending me Susie Lou's vids and her community posts just because I watched a few vids on the controversy. Oh, that's fun. That's what you want to. That's what you want to see in your recommended. Dimmy says, I wish they arrested the other three sooner. Arresting them now makes it seem like rioting and looting is how you get things done. Dangerous message. It is, Dimmy, but the unfortunate thing that people don't understand is and not you, I'm talking about the mobs, they don't understand is just like bumping the charge from third to second, sometimes you don't really want to get what you wish for. What they have to understand is with the other three were that's a much more complex case. So this happens all the time. It doesn't have to be, a highlighted incident. Think of what you're saying. The investigators have to go out and determine what case, if any, they can make. And then when they decide that they can make a case, the prosecutor, they have to decide exactly what to charge them with similarly to the second versus third thing, that will stick and punish them. So that is a process, because those guys were not kneeling on his neck. So you want to get charges against them, but that's a little more nuanced because they didn't physically end the man's life as did that cop who was doing the kneeling. So that's why it took a few days. But you're right. You don't want people thinking that, oh, well, they only got charged because we rioted. That's not true at all. There was an investigation immediately. The FBI was involved immediately. The investigation immediately began. It's just you gotta dot your I's, cross your T's, and make sure what you come up with is going to stick. That's why it took a while. And you're right. If people think that rioting is what got them there, that could set a really bad precedent. And Kenny says, next post. Okay, I'll watch for that. Oh, no. Gigamax says, did you see the Susie Lou Lord Vega vid? No, I'm not a fan of Susie Lou at all, so I haven't seen much of her as Gigamax. I can't even imagine what she's up to now. I can't even imagine. Kenny says, Susie Lou is the embodiment of AIDS that killed me. Poor Kenny. Willie says, a dangerous message is when the mayor of Minneapolis called off the National Guard and allowed the police precinct to be burned down to appease him. Yeah. No, I agree. There's mistakes been made all over the place. And it's all about political posturing. Hell, did you guys even hear about, I mean, it's just because everything is politics. Did you guys hear about that big study? Came out a couple weeks ago that, and I don't have all the names for you, but this group did a huge study of like 96,000 people about, because everybody's been talking about hydroxychloroquine. So they did this study on hydroxychloroquine, and they said it doesn't serve any real, there's no real help in it against COVID. And everybody's like, okay, well, a lot of people had that thought process anyway. And now today or yesterday, they had to come out and renounce that, because apparently the people doing the research didn't even have access to the information they needed to come to a conclusion. And so they had to come out, eating crow and say, well, we're sorry, but yeah, you got to ignore this. It wasn't based in science. And it's all politics. It's just become insane. Everybody, the media is controlled by politics. What they cover is controlled by politics. How they cover things. You got group like this, respected researchers coming out with information and with recommendations that, as the whole world looks to them for recommendations based on nothing, because in this case, Orange Man bad. It's a frightening time. It really is. And it's frightening because of a lot of the quote unquote intellectuals in this country. They've just lost their minds over political posturing. Anime says, what do you think about the idea of bringing back public executions? You execute one of those asshole cops on live TV, it could deter future cases. I don't know about public executions. I mean, I wouldn't personally have a problem with it. Was it something that I would fight for? No. But just as long as they're gone, they're gone. I wouldn't. Again, I have no problem with capital punishment. And having applied in this case, again, knee on the neck. Guy's unresponsive for the last 3 minutes. You have your knee on his neck. He's going, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. You didn't at any point even have enough decency to, he's handcuffed. He's not going anywhere, to at least remove your knee and go down and check his pulse, or go down, or just take your fucking knee off his neck. He's subdued. The situation's under control. I don't know. I mean, there's not. I'm not the only one outraged by it, but Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Gigamax talking about the Susie Lou video. No, that dude made fun of her with a fake Funko Pop. I haven't seen. Now that I might enjoy, Gigamax. Lord Vega. Let me put Susie Lou Lord Vega, and maybe I'll watch that afterwards too. I'll put it in the same one with my R.I.P. grandma. Lord Vega, Susie Lou. Where is it? I only look in videos. Susie Lou is the worst kind of YouTuber. Is this it? No. God damn it, I can't find it. I'll keep looking. I'll find it somewhere. I can't right off the hop here. I can't find it. I'll keep looking for it, Gigamac. I'd like to see that. Edgar says I got a project that can ease the world right now. Infinite Tsukiyomi. Yeah, I'm getting closer and closer to being a supporter of that, Edgar. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. Ocho says the protests are good and all. Heck, even the riots, looters, I don't give a shit. But they don't practice social distancing, and that gets on my nerves. Well, you know what though? Whether we like it or not, they are going to tell us a whole lot about this virus. There are some epidemiologists who have said from the start that they believe that these types of viruses, these strains, these coronaviruses, basically have a mind of their own, and they're going to do their own curve, and they're just basing this on what other coronaviruses have done. And when they're done, they're done. Now, of those coronaviruses, if I remember what I read right, there's been very few that have had a second wave, but the one that did had a second wave and a third wave, so that ain't good. But anyway, it'll go a long way to explain if that might be the case, because in all these hotspot cities that had these huge protests, if you don't see a spike in new cases, then coronavirus is not as active as it was. But this is this isn't me saying it. A lot of epidemiologists believe that that's the nature of coronaviruses, that there really isn't much you can do. I mean, not they're saying that social distancing didn't help or anything. Of course it did. But there's not a lot you can do. It's going to run its own course. It'll be interesting to see. We're going to find out now. Have you seen Salad Fingers episode 11? It's really ducked up. No, I haven't yet, Kenny, and I love Salad Fingers. I haven't seen that one yet. It's in the Goosh DMs. Oh, okay, cool, Gigamac. Cool. I'll be able to check that later then, because one of the first things I do when we get through with the stream is check messages and everything over at the Goosh. So I'll go over and check it. And no one says, yeah, it's hilarious how COVID apparently just ceased to exist due to protests. Well, it does, and it does make things. Chrome's got it right here too. Chrome's got it right here. Oh, now why didn't it? Oh, hold on. Okay, it's got an X. Hold on. Got to take the word studio out of there. I don't know why it puts that in those links. Should be good now. Yeah, I got it now. Susie Lou vinyl figure. Okay, I'll watch that after the stream too. That's good. Chrome says, so Minneapolis is experimenting with unarmed, community-oriented street teams on weekend nights downtown to focus on de-escalation. In their words, how bad do you think this will end? What I think you may even see is at first might not be too bad. You might get a word around that's like, this is our chance to get rid of the cops type thing. Let's lay low. How it ends up, I think it's going to be an absolute clusterfuck. Again, criminal element, if you are a criminal, you don't give a shit about taking the police to a different level, or you're not even, if you're a criminal element, how concerned are you really with police conduct, because you're on the opposite side of the cops no matter what. So given that, if you tell the criminal element, hey, the police are really not going to bother you anymore, yeah, let's see how that goes. COVID decided didn't want to get involved with this shit show, Licks. So that could be it too. That could be it, Licks. Maybe COVID showed up, it's been with us for a while, and it just looked around and went, you know what, fuck this, and it's gone. Hey, let me give you guys again too. We're thinking about, Licks just told me that Twitter has karaoke set up. I'm thinking of trying to do that. So let me give you guys once more the link in case you're not Twitch, in case you're not at my Twitch, so you guys can sign up. And if I do it, I will post here first. But I just want as many of you to come along if we're going to be singing as I can. So here's my Twitch again. Again, if you think you might want to be involved in that, I'll be first. I get on Twitch very rarely, so I don't want you to think that it's another active account for me. It just seems like that would be something fun to do. But there's the Twitch link if you want it. Philip says, meanwhile in Canada, I like the way you start that. We had a guy in Nova Scotia go out dressed up as an RCMP officer, mock up a car, and from house to house, he killed about 20 plus. He went out as a Royal Mountie. Wow. I didn't even hear. Well, we don't hear about anything outside of our borders with our media, Philip. You know that. Holy fuck, that's messed up. God damn. I will say this. I with the state of the country right now, I think anybody's crazy not to have a gun though. It's just gotten out of hand. I told you guys, you'd asked me that before. I have a little 22 in the house that Braxton had given to him when he was first born. My best friend, who was unfortunately passed, he used to be a gun dealer, and guns, were a big part of his life. He's just a gun enthusiast. So of course that's what he gave him as a gift. So he'd have a starter rifle as he got older, and that's all I ever had here. And it wasn't that long ago I went out and I bought something much more substantial for home defense, because you just don't know the way things are going. Next post if it'll show. Okay, varies. Let's see. Barry says public execution, but with a guillotine. The head lands on a roulette wheel, and you can bet on the outcome. That'd get a lot more people involved. I love a good wager. You win, you get a certain percent off your federal taxes. Easy way to drum up some money. Jara says, I don't understand why people think racism died after MLK. It doesn't go away when people don't do anything about it. The FBI broke up the Black Panthers, but not the KKK. It's clear what they want. Well, I think too, I can attest to that racism didn't go away. Now, is it as forefront as it was when I was a kid? No. But when you look like this, when you're an old white guy, if you're not an old white guy, you might be surprised how many people, even upon just, chance meetings, encounters, knowing you for a limited amount of time, think that you're one of the good old boys, and it's cool to start throwing the N-word around and stuff in the middle of conversation. So I see it all the time. Yes, so it's absolutely still out there, because people just, for whatever reason, because of the way I look, people feel comfortable that I'm one of the good old boys. I'm not. Kenny. Bye-bye. Well, thanks for being in while you could, Kenny. I love those stickers. Such a simpleton. Chrome says the group is made of mental health counselors, life coaches, and community advocates without any weapons, going up against rioters, looters, and the occasional murder-happy stab and grab type. Yeah. Hey, if that's the the test they want to take, who are we to stop them? Other than that, I just feel bad for all the innocent people that are going to be victimized by it, and it is going to get a lot of people victimized. Yeah, I'm going to be continuing Danganronpa, Liam. Danganronpa will be coming up, and for those who have asked, obviously the story of Golden is going to be continued. I'm just so excited to be doing that. It's just those take a long time to create. That's all. Did someone kill Kenny? You bastards! That's right, Jack. I didn't even think to say that as he was leaving. God damn it. Oink says, I disagree with the death penalty, but the thing I don't get is why it's so expensive. If you're going to kill the guy, just kill him directly after deciding on the punishment. Well, I agree too, Oink. I mean, the appeals process, and I think nowadays too, I think it's so much more feasible to have a capital punishment, because there is less chance, substantially less chance, and if done properly, zero chance of executing the wrong person. Let's use the case of this cop, for example. If there was a death penalty and it was given to him for this, there's no mistake. There's no chance of a mistake. It's on video. We see him doing the act. And I know that's a lot of people's concerns. Well, what if somebody's wrongly accused? There's no wrong accusation. And that's the case more often than not, it seems nowadays, because everything's on tape. Let's see. Straga says we can't have racism die. We like the option to be bigoted. It's a useful tool to be able to actively and freely hate another group of people and use that as motivation. Is it amoral? Maybe. Useful? Yeah. I don't know. I think racism could die. I would disagree with that. I'd be perfectly comfortable with racism not existing anymore at any level. Edgar says, kind of want a shotgun for the house one day. When someone breaks in, I bust out the shotgun and yell, shotgun boy, bitch, pop shotgun, good home defense. Well, as I said, Edgar, that's definitely what I bought, because shotguns, of course, I'm not worried about sniping people from a distance. I bought a shotgun because that's an easy center mass weapon. If somebody comes into my house that I don't want in here, you can go from the hip. In the general vicinity of center mass with the shotgun I bought, you're done. And I'm not what you guys know. I'm not one of the squeamish types about such things, so I have no problem with using it. Jack Queen says racism could die. Sexism isn't going anywhere, though. Yeah, I'm with you, Jamie. I stand by death penalty for murderers, rapists, and especially child molesters. Yeah, especially on that third point there. Yes, completely agree. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. Bless from Peru. Hey, thank you, Armand. I appreciate it. I might bring the sniper and say easy, Ian says. Windhelm says, what bothers me about the death penalty is how it is done. Lethal injection is unreliable and slow. Just shoot the guy in the neck. No need to torture a guy to death. I would agree with that. You should make, again, as an advocate of capital punishment, I think it should be done as quickly and expeditiously as possible. I mean, yes, I don't understand why people think lethal injection is superior to a firing squad or something. Just for what you said, with a firing squad, I think what would they have? It depends. I guess they always will have more people on the firing squad than are actually needed. For instance, say you lined up, you got 10 sharpshooters that are going to perform an execution. Like 8 of them, wasn't it something like, or 3 or 4 of them will have live rounds, the others have blanks, so nobody actually knows that they killed someone or something like that. But whatever, at least that way it's quick. Chrome says, but Curtis, guns don't give you the satisfying feeling sight of some moron bleeding out. Well, I've always said if it was personal to me, if I was hunting someone down and it was personal for me, yes, I wanted the hands-on approach. If it's just some random asshole decided to break into my house and threaten my family, I don't have that personal thing. I just want him dead. So then I wouldn't mind it as much. Ocho says racism could go away, but the problem is the sensitive pussy SJW won't. Yeah, that's true. It's about aesthetics, Oink says. Excuse me. Can you smell what the rock is cooking, AJ says. Here's a poem just for you, member Barry says. Roses are red, but violet is violet. If you disagree, fuck you. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that one. I mean, it's not nice to see that East Germany had more humane methods of execution over 30 years ago. Yeah, no, I agree with you there, Windhelm. I mean, again, I don't even understand why lethal injection became a thing. I agree 100% with what you said. If this is the path we've taken, and there is capital punishment, and this person's been sentenced to death, kill them quickly. Just have it over with. There's no sense for a long, drawn out process. Let the poison get through the veins, and there's too many more ways that are efficient with no suffering, and the person is just gone. In Texas, Ted here says the governor authorized anyone and everyone to open carry a gun for the next 7 days. Yeah, and do you guys see what that one sheriff in Florida was saying too? Basically telling people that this is a county that is typically well armed, and if you come in to commit crimes there, he's encouraging people to blow them right back through the door. Can't blame them. I mean, people have a right to be safe. Jimmy says, LOL, everyone got a little racism, not hatred, but just awareness. I feel so awkward in South Georgia visiting my white friends. They feel awkward when up here in the hood with me. Yeah, Jimmy, that's interesting. See, now, back when I lived in California, I used to hang around neighborhoods that were predominantly black a lot and didn't think anything of it because, the gym I worked out at, the vast majority of people in there were black. And after that, it would have been Hispanic, and whites were the minority in the gym. So, a lot of the friends I made there, that's an interesting thing. I mean, you got me thinking about it. Now, if somebody were, like, if you and I were to hook up, okay, if I go down to Georgia for something, well, my wife's aunt lives down there. If we're down there visiting, if I say like, hey, Dimmy, let's go out and have lunch. And you say, well, afterwards, let's go back to my neighborhood. Would I feel awkward because I'm a white guy amongst black people? I think there might be an awkward feeling, but I don't think it's color-based. Because as I think about it, if a white person did the same thing and said, come on, let's go back to my neighborhood, and it was all lily white people in sweaters, I would still feel awkward because I don't know anybody. I don't think I would feel awkward because of the color. I think I would. That's an interest. You brought up something interesting though. I just think I would feel awkward because again, you don't know anybody there, and especially when you have a sense of humor like mine, a lot of people aren't that accepting of you, regardless of their color. But yeah, back in the day, it was never a thing. But that's because that's if a lot of your friends are black and you're going to go hang around with them. A lot of their friends are black, so you didn't think anything of it. Yeah, that exactly, Chidori. Yeah, I don't think that's anything to do with race because I was about to say that, but then as I was saying it, I got thinking about it, and it wouldn't make any difference if the person was white or black. If you were bringing you into a new, unfamiliar surroundings, you just feel uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar surroundings. Let's see. Lazzle Dazzle says, "Oh yeah, I've heard from some people I know down in Texas that the governor has been just letting people take care of themselves rather than forcing them to shut down their businesses." But there comes a point where it has to be. That's not, it's not fair to anybody. I understand the protests, and I fully support them, but I don't support anybody getting their business, their home, anything destroyed. Again, especially a lot of those businesses and stuff we're finding out were black owned businesses, and even when not, there were businesses of people who have a long history of supporting the BLM movement and being very progressive about those things, and they just don't give a shit because I don't know, violence just seemed like the thing to do. Muffin button, Pirate Goku, yes. Dimmy says, yeah, Atlanta's cooked. Yeah, shit, I can't think of the name. I can tell you where my wife's aunt lived. I can't think of the name of the town. It's a good sized city. It's just outside of Atlanta. God damn it. Marietta. She lives in Marietta. Jamie says, what bothered me was when that they allowed the memorial for Mr. Floyd to be open to the public, but families of victims classified COVID so far have been denied proper funeral services for their loved ones. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's like, okay, there either is a danger in that and nobody can do it, or there isn't. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that at all. Especially with my wife. She's not working there now. She's retired, and she was still helping out where she used to work. It was a retirement home for seniors, and she hasn't been back since it started because she's got asthma, and I don't want to take a chance on her getting this. So she hasn't been back up there, but she sees firsthand what happened. So many people have passed, and the families could not even come in and see them or anything. And you understand why. It's like, okay, we don't want to spread this further, but then you see something like that. It's like, well, all bets are off now, so everybody can just gather. That's not fair. Excuse me. Chrome says, looking at the current situation, I can see a lot more people becoming pro-gun because of it. I think politicians will be more hesitant to openly talk about grabbing guns from people. I think that's 100% the case. Chrome, do you guys see some of the pictures of the lines to buy guns throughout the nation while this was happening? I mean, people lined up literally for blocks to go in and buy guns. A lot of places you can't even get ammo for weapons because it's all sold out. And yeah, I think after what we saw with these riots, and the police is just being overwhelmed and their inability to contain them, you'll still hear people crying about guns and gun control, but it will go nowhere, not for a long time, not while those memories are are still fresh in people's memories. Lix says, did you hear that Ebola is back on the menu? Yes, Lix, where did it break out? I forgot where was it Africa? I forgot where, but yes, I did hear there was a breakout somewhere. Of course it is. It's fucking 2020, Lex. Duh, of course it's back. COVID tapped out. Lute says, oh yeah, Ebola came back. COVID tapped out due to this riot bullshit and tapped Ebola back in. We didn't even know this was a tag team match. Tag me in, bro. I got you. Gun stores profiting big. I see. Oh, Bjorn. Like I say, there have been lines everywhere. Everywhere. Straga says, but Curtis, shotguns suck for home defense, said some white liberal who has memorized the ballistic handbook but has never handled a gun. Yeah, they're for home defense, which I'm sure you know, Straga, they're amazing because again, whether you load them with slugs or with birdshot, either way, they're still. I know my house, the intruder you're going to assume doesn't, but beyond that, you're talking limited space. Whenever you're in limited space, I've got a semi-auto shotgun. You ain't going to escape it. You're going to come through the door, and within 2 to 3 pulls of the trigger, I guarantee you will be deceased. Weird that we're halfway into 2020. It still feels like March to me. You know, it's funny you say that, Dogfin, because with all the shit going wrong, you'd think this month would be dragging, but actually the opposite is true. Yeah, it does seem like it's been going fast. Jamie says, didn't you hear Uncle Curtis? NHS and CDC has already had to admit COVID isn't danger. It's less than the 0.026% death rate. It's being downplayed, though. Yeah, and that's been coming for a while, Jamie, too. A lot of people don't. Again, it's our media. You have a media that it's not fake news, it's slanted news, and they ignore certain things because it doesn't fit a narrative for them. But we've been able to see that coming for a while as more and more testing has been done, and more testing for antibodies has been done. We found out that a lot of people already had it. It's already, especially, with it being asymptomatic for so many. So the death rate is I think when all is said and done, the death rate is going to be really, really minuscule. That's not to say that we shouldn't have respected it and we didn't need to take precautions. I'm not saying that. It's just the death rate is not going to be nearly what we thought it was. I'd rather stay in space because of the coronavirus is spreading everywhere, Ian says. The old man balls is where the Ebola came from. Listen, my balls don't have Ebola. I don't think. It might. I could be wrong. So, Curtis, you feel safe at home? Do I feel safe at home, Mickey? Yeah, I feel perfectly safe at home. You got to remember, too, though, I live out in the boonies, but I've always felt safe at home. Chidori says, hey, Curtis, sorry for not being as engaging with this subject because I was helping my younger sister. Oh, with homework. I'm off to grab something to eat. I wish you all a wonderful day. You too, my friend. Thanks for being in with us. Dimmy says the cherry on top of 2020 would be Biden wins. This is going to be a hell of an election, Dimmy. Well, it's only June. There's going to be so many more gaffes and screw-ups between now and November between Biden and Trump that it's going to be amazing. Is that the numbers, Chrome? I hadn't heard an updated numbers. Chrome says apparently 5 million plus new guns were sold in the last week or so. 40% of that first-time buyers. That seems to be holding steady, the 40%. Because when I had seen some numbers on it several days ago, and it was at 40. Wasn't that many guns, but it was still at 40%. So that must be holding. That's a lot. So 40%. That means 2 million new gun owners. Yeah, it's just that has those riots, at least for the time being, I do agree, have pretty much squashed any gun grabbing opportunities. It's just not going to happen. People aren't going to give them up. Chrome says, Biden's going to lose big, honestly. The fact his team's been hiding him during all this proves how much the side is worried what he'll do. I do think there's something to that. Again, and trust me when I say I take no joy in saying that. I don't dislike Joe Biden. But it's one gaffe after another. What did he say today about 10 to 15% of Americans? What was his quote? He said, I just get so disgusted by it. It's hard to even read into it. But I know he threw stones saying something about 10 to 15% of Americans are stupid or I don't know. It just, between him and Trump, it's not going to end. It's going to be one goof after another. Jamie says, I'm proof of no danger. I'm asthmatic. Haven't changed any routine. Not even had a cold. Many doctors have said COVID cases are reclassified flu pneumonia. I'm hearing a lot more of that too, Jamie. They do say that the flu numbers were significantly low this year, which makes a lot of people think that a lot of flu was reported as COVID. Next post of it doesn't hide, Member Barry says. Excuse me. Member Barry says, 2 guys here in Philly tried to rob a gun store. The owner was there protecting the store, and as soon as the guys busted the door open, the owner shot one in the head and the other in the chest. I didn't hear about that one either. Again, no matter who they are, I got no sympathy for you. Don't go in to rob people, and you won't catch a couple bullets. Bailey says, Curtis, why do you think people find it disgusting to drink titty milk, but they're okay slurping down milk from a fat 2-ton farting cow? Don't know, Bailey. I'm one of. Well, I was gonna say I'm one of them though. I don't want to drink no titty milk, but I can't explain to you why. I'd give you an answer if I had one, but and I would say I like milk, but now as I've gotten older, I'm not it's weird. I'm somewhat lactose intolerant. It doesn't happen to me all the time, just sometimes. One more fun thing about being old. This is like some GTA 5 shit. It is, Ian. Sadly, it is. You're right. Oink says, I wanted Biden to win because I think it would piss off more people than that if Trump is reelected. No, you think so? I don't know. I think it'll be louder if Trump is reelected. It's going to be loud either way, just because the country's so divided. But I think, yeah, I would disagree. Like, I think it's going to be louder if Trump gets reelected. I think a lot of the nobody on the Democrat side, the left, is going to like it if he wins, obviously. But the far left is going to absolutely lose their minds. So I think it'll be louder. I think it'll be louder if Trump wins. Chrome says Biden also doubled down on the "you're not black" comment, saying he was baited by Charlemagne the God and it's not his fault. Yet that story got buried. Yeah, he just. I don't disagree with what was said earlier. I think his people are trying to keep him. They're using the whole virus thing to try and keep him buried away from speaking as much as possible, because it's just one stupid thing after another he's saying. It's crazy. I mean, as I've always said, he's always been a gaffe machine, and that was part of being old lovable Joe. But it's not lovable Joe anymore. Some of it's just downright moronic. Michael says someone needs to leak Trump's bank account. That might not end up being as impressive as we think it is, though, Michael. Curtis, do you think mass news media will go broke if Biden wins? That's a very good question. Invo Minimum says, and a lot of people haven't thought much about this, but saying, do you think mass news media will go broke if Biden wins? That's a potential. If Biden wins, you already have the right, who has no more use for the mainstream press. That's never coming back. You're never going to recapture those people. And if Biden wins and the mainstream media doesn't have Trump to go after every day to keep their base riled up, they're already barely surviving as it is, mainstream media entities. It could actually spell the demise of some of them and further cuts at others. That's very possible. Trump is keeping a lot of these mainstream media sites afloat because they're playing to their audience. And once he's gone, if they don't have that audience, they're not getting anybody from the right back. They could be in a lot of trouble. Jamie says, back to the matter at hand, share me with Golden. I don't like sharing anything with Golden, though, Jamie. That'll be just you and me. Owen says, I don't get how the same people that hate Trump for quote-unquote racist remarks will vote Biden, who said worse stuff just in the last few weeks. Yeah, oh, God. That line, that was one of the dumbest lines I've ever heard a politician say, and that's saying something. That whole, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And the thing of it is, as I said on the podcast recording, Biden had a huge, huge lead among African Americans, among people of color, even within his own party. People had, people of color generally seemed to gravitate to him in large numbers. All he had to do is not say something stupid, but apparently that was too much to ask. Yeah, exactly right, Chrome. Even under Trump, a lot of these media companies are seeing their viewerships tank because of a mixture of online and people being fed up with them. Yeah, you're right. You see layoffs all the time. There was just some more. Was it the New York Times? One of the big media outlets just laid off a bunch more last week or earlier this week. And that's why that's a valid point. If they don't have Trump to go after, they're going to be, again, in a world of hurt, because you're not getting any of the people on the right have had it. They're done with you. So if you don't keep that echo chamber to buy your product, to subscribe online, or, whatever the case may be, they're going to be in a deep, deep shit. Windhome Guard says, that was the dumbest thing you ever heard a politician say. You obviously don't speak German. I love the fact that we have an international community here, and that maybe it's a misery loves company thing. It's heartening a little bit to know that we're not the only idiots, or the only ones with idiot politicians, I should say. Oh, you guys are funny. All right, guys. Well, I got to go. Now, listen, I will try I don't know if it'll be today or not. Let me see how my day unfolds. I'll try and do one of those karaoke streams at Twitter. What I'll do is if I can do it, I'll try and give you guys at least half an hour notice. I'll send out a message to all on the YouTube channel here to let you guys know, because that sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you to Lix for pointing that out. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that sounds to me like it'd be an absolute blast. I've got the page saved. I'll look into it more as soon as the stream's done. But guys, thank you so much for the stream. And here it comes. This is what you've all been waiting for. I know this is why everybody's here, because it's Free for All Friday sticky stuff. This is, I don't need to tell you, this is the premium shit. This is the goddamn good stuff. I mean, if this was weed, you'd be high just from being in the same room with it. This is the, I don't need to sell it anymore. You guys know what's coming. Get ready. Pumfu. Sticky stuff, sticky stuff, sticky stuff. Free for All Friday. FFAF sticky stuff. Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for everybody. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly and most intensely on Fridays, goosh, 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 goosh. Oh, goosh.